You know what? This might be just an out of the blue conversation, like from nowhere. I I hopped out of nowhere and I'm in front of you right now and just having a talk. Whatever I will say to you now is just something my thoughts, the way I think, the way I read everything. Okay. If you have something inside you that keeps you alive, that just ignites the fire of your innocence, which actually makes you more humble, more happy, kind, innocent. If it makes you even childish, even immature, a little bit clingy, a little bit not cool, but if it feels alive, I think you should never let it die. Never. Nowadays, we think that living life is only possible if we are mature enough. Okay, that's true. That's completely true. I agree with that. That if you're not mature nowadays, you won't be able to survive most of the phases of life. Okay, that's fine. That's true. But you remember the day when you used to wake up at evening after the sleep at noon when you were a child? I were a child. We all were a child. When we used to wake up, everything seemed so beautiful. Everything seemed so delusional, but at the same time, so happy. Why? Everything seemed like, oh, it's a new life. Now, it just feels fake. At least to me. At least to me, it seems fake. You know why? Because I think too much. Too much. Like, really. And I genuinely don't want someone else to be like me. That's why this video is kind of maybe warning or something. But remember one thing. If anywhere in your life you feel like okay, even if I don't get the thing I really wanted, that's fine. I'll live without it. If you have this kind of mindset, or if you are making this kind of mindset, be careful. Be really careful. Because once this peak maturity hits, that I'll live without anything, you know what? You will actually start living without anything. The child who was so happy to see just a butterfly or by a little gift, happy with a small gift. Now you give him loyalty, pleasures, efforts. That same child will feel nothing. Literally nothing. It's quite scary. It is. You know why? Because once we wanted everything. Maybe even right now we want everything. But if we have started walking on the path of I'll live without it, path of letting it go, everything, let go everything, we will understand that letting go everything was not the choice. Maybe it will make you the greatest person alive on earth. Maybe it will make you so rich, so wealthy, maybe healthy, everything. But once you let your inner happy child die, you will find that something is missing. And that's your spark. That's your character that you will lose somehow. You know, thinking too much is not a curse. It's just a gift. It really is. But a cursed gift. Because now you can see through things you never meant to. No. You can clearly see that your efforts, your good deeds, your innocence is just being suppressed by this world. Just being suppressed, unseen, ignored. And once you feel like that, you walk stronger. Maybe you try to run on the path of, I'll live without it. It doesn't matter to me. That's not bad. But you know what is that? It's just like walking in the dark. When we were used to be a child, we all were scared of the darkness, right? We all used to do this little thing that when we close the lights, we run as fast as we can to reach our rooms or anywhere we wanted to. Why? Because we were scared of darkness. Now, we are mature enough that we know that darkness is not scary, it's peaceful. We are mature enough to know that. But at the same time, this path of letting it go is same as darkness. We walk in it without any afraid, without being afraid from anything. Okay, without any danger. But that's just our mind which thinks that, okay, we are out of danger, it's just peaceful. That's exactly like walking on the path of hell without knowing it. You know why? Because we lost the fear of the darkness. We became mature. Majority in our life, we need maturity, right? We need this braveness that, okay, I'll go through anything. But remember one thing. If you really want to go through everything, anything, whatever you want, do it. But just tell me one freaking thing. Who on this planet will know who you really were? Who? Like, nowadays, we have social media, WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, blah. We talk with 15, 20, 50, no matter how many people. We talk with many people nowadays, every single day. Every single day. We talk with them, right? We have a conversation with them. Just tell me one thing from that person who is the one who knows the depth of your wounds. Just to barely anyone. Barely anyone, right? That's how scary maturity is. When you let your inner child die, the child who was innocent. Now you are ready to go through anything. But it costs something. So high. You will reach your destination no matter how far is that. It really doesn't matter. you will reach it. But you have to pay everything you got. It's really funny that we have many people around us nowadays, many, on social media, on even in our daily life, but barely any of that person understands the pain which is actually deep inside our hearts. And that's not even their fault. Not even sometimes our partners can understand that, because just understand one thing: they haven't lived the life we have, and they are not going through from the things we are going through. Okay, so it's just something not understandable for them. But it really makes me feel that we all are so alone nowadays, like too much. While being covered with hundreds of people, we are still freaking alone. That's it. And in this time, if you really have someone with whom you can talk freely, share everything, have a genuine, real conversation. I'm not just talking about gossips and all. Genuine conversations. Feel happy. You're lucky. Now I have people. But when I was a child, I had no one. Literally no one. No one to talk with, no one to hang out with, no one to share with. So I grew up all alone. And now I'm glad that many of my friends just call me and they text me and we meet up and they open up in front of me and they say to me all the things they have burden of, and I feel great. You know why? I had no one, at least they have me. I'm not saying that I'm the greatest person alive on earth, but I'm saying that I'm glad they have someone. You know, I'm really pleased to have one friend of mine. She's a great soul. She calls me whenever she needs me, and we go to cafes and we just order like a coffee or hot chocolate, and we just sit there and we talk for hours just about our life. A genuine freaking conversations, and that's actually impressive. That in today's world, when just social presence is everything, someone is actually having a genuine freaking conversation. That's impressive. At least for me. You know why that's impressive? People nowadays don't know how to share their feelings. Their heart suppresses their own selves. Why? Because they just never got someone who can actually understand them. If you feel there's a difference in feeling that okay, I got one who can understand me, and actually not having someone who understands you, there's a minor difference, but it feels like okay, it's the same thing, but it's not. Go through your daily life. If you really want to check if you have someone or not, go through your daily life. Whenever something deep, so deep hits you, ask yourself just one thing. Just one thing. If this thing has never happened to me, what has changed in my life? Just what? And after it happened, where do I go? And if your answer is your own self, that I go to my own self, I am, thanks to yourself, I'm thanking you to being this strong. Being strong is not a gift, It's something you earn by yourself. We all go through some deep, traumatizing events of our life, but barely few of us get out of that. That's quite amazing. There are just very few people on this planet who actually can understand you. Ideally speaking, there's no one on this planet who can understand you. Neither me nor you, just none. None. It's just you, me, yourself, myself. Clear. End. But as I said, have the inner child of yours. You know why? That child is alive. If you walk on this path, maybe you will end up somewhere you don't even like. Maybe you will end up somewhere that makes you feel superior. Maybe you will end up somewhere at a point you are so great, but that child will die eventually. But yeah, it will die. So, generally speaking, don't try to face everything by yourself. That's good actually, that at the end every single thing, at the end it's just us. But if you are enough blessed in your life that you actually have someone to talk with, to smile with, to have a conversation with, go and talk with them. That's how you live. If you don't do that, you are slowly killing yourself, killing your happy self. Okay? And if you don't have one, try to talk to your own self. At least for a while, you don't get someone. Believe me, trust me. God never created a soul to be alone his or her whole life. There is someone for us. As a friend, as a parent, as a partner, as a girlfriend, as a boyfriend. It's planned, but it takes time and it takes courage from ours. Just don't try to do it all alone, because that's strength, but at the same time it's the path of hell, the heavenly hell, a beautiful hell. At a point you will feel so relaxed, peaceful and happy, maybe happy, but not alive. There's a big difference in every single thing. At the end, I just want to say that if you generally feel alone in your life, and if you have someone to talk with, go and have a talk. No matter how deep that thing is, if you trust that buddy, if you trust that friend, go and have a talk. Don't try to do it alone. And my friends, if you ever feel stuck in your life, come to me. I'm always here for you. Because I had no one, and I don't want that my friends end up like that. I understand things quite well. Bye bye.